to PlayStation Enthusiast's third episode of this podcast that we don't really have a name for.
PlayStation Enthusiast Podcast. We'll keep it simple.
I mean,
is that
really what we want to call it?
It's generic. We need it. We need a catchphrase. I know, but we'll get to it, guys. We'll get
yeah,
to it.
slowly but surely.
You guys watching may know me. My name's Himanshu Talwar, and I'm joined today by Josh Brant.
Yes.
And
How are you guys
Mario
doing?
I'm doing good. Good.
Awesome. Mario, newcomer.
Mario's the new news reporter over at PlayStationEnthusiast.com. So I would say a good 95% of the news stories that you're reading are all from him.
Well, you gotta do something.
So
there you go.
Yeah.
And he's doing a pretty good job at it.
Thank you. Try my best.
But yeah, Brett couldn't make it today because of some technical issues that he's been having with his computer. And we hope he's able to join us next episode. But until then, we'll just have to, keep it loopy right here, the three of us.
We're going to be so off the rails, it'll be great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The boss is gone.
Hell
you can do anything.
All hell breaks loose.
Yes, let's fabricate on Nintendo and Xbox news, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
But let's just get it started. PlayStation news. The first story that we have is Uncharted 4 got a new release date, and it's May 10th, 2016. The reason? Well, in order to meet demand for the game's worldwide physical release, they needed a bit more time in production, so that's what they're taking. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, well, to be honest, when I first read it, I was kind of disappointed, but you know what? The same thing happened in some kind with The Last of Us. It got delayed, people were mad, but in the end it panned out great. We got an amazing game. I believe Naughty Dog can deliver on an amazing game, and if they had to wait to take at least 2 weeks off, I can deal with that.
Dude, it gives me 2 more weeks of Dark Souls 3. That's perfectly fine.
That's right.
I'd be fine if they delayed it a month, 2 months. Just make the perfect Uncharted game, because it has to be a 10 out of 10.
And
me.
I think it's
I
gonna
think
be a 10
anything
out of
less
10.
would be I think anything less would be a disappointment, honestly.
Yeah. I doubt the game is not a 10 out of 10. I think they're going to knock it out of the park. It's their last try at Uncharted, Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann are behind it. They're awesome guys. I believe in them. Yeah, I think they're going to do a great job.
I would try to echo your guys' opinion, but unfortunately I couldn't play Uncharted, as I may have mentioned on this podcast earlier, because quite frankly the game is very, very clunky, at least Uncharted 1.
Yeah,
and I'm
for sure.
Yeah. So
go ahead, sorry.
So yeah, I probably won't be playing Uncharted 4 for a little bit. Maybe I'll be able to pick up the Uncharted collection and catch up, but not anytime soon. So this 2-week delay for me is just, it doesn't really matter. I mean, wasn't Ratchet and Clank coming out on the same day? That's the game that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, I think so. That day, I was kind of excited because it was one day prior to my birthday, but hey, I'm good. But what you were talking about, Uncharted, for sure Uncharted 1 is kind of clunky with all of the motion controls. But in the Nathan Drake collection, that actually made it play a little bit better. It's way, way, way different than it used to be. I think you should give it a try, and especially if you don't stand on Uncharted 1, hop right into Uncharted 2. You're not going to miss much, to be honest. Hop into Uncharted 2. You're probably going to love it, and Uncharted 3, you're going to love it, and it's going to be awesome.
I don't know about that. I'm known to be a curmudgeon around here.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
You are the Scrooge of the group. Hey, man. I'm just kidding. Hey, we all have our own preferences. Like me with Final Fantasy 13, you love the game. I despise it. But hey, that's what makes gaming great.
And
we all have our opinions.
You have the right to be wrong, just like I am about Uncharted. That's fine.
There you go.
And have you played The
Anyway.
Last of Us, and do you like it?
I have played The Last of Us. I didn't think it was a masterpiece like a lot of people were calling it, but it played fine. I just thought the story was a bit predictable and bland. And this might seem blasphemous coming from someone who's played PlayStation for so long, but it just kind of didn't feel like it hit expectations for me. And maybe that's, me having played it so long after release. Maybe it's because I was influenced, or my expectations were influenced by all of the 10s and the masterpieces. But yeah, it didn't really live up to the hype for me.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion for sure. Some people in the internet are not gonna find that very good, but I agree. And if you wanna think that, that's great. I loved it.
Well, I loved
Feel
it.
free to send me all of your hate mail. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, send him all the hate mail. Leave us praises for us. I'm with you. Last of Us is special to me.
Yeah.
Because I think when you have a child, it resonates more, maybe. Because I have two children.
Yeah. I obviously don't, but yeah.
Yeah, and the opening, well, you had a chance to play it, but the opening scene alone actually brought some tears to my eyes. It was like, the acting, it was perfect.
So,
I mean,
I don't have a child, and that part broke my heart. That part's so well done.
Oh,
It's
man.
so heartbreaking.
I have good memories from that game, but yeah.
I could literally go the entire podcast talking about The Last of Us.
Yeah. Last of Us 2 next.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
But the next story we have on the list is also a heartbreaker. The PSTV is being discontinued.
Oh.
Now, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The PSTV is the one PlayStation console that I don't own. Probably for good reason, to be quite entirely honest.
Me neither. But
I do.
The thing about it. It was a great idea, but it wasn't executed right. The thing should have been like an Apple TV that could also play Vita games. If you would have done that and you would have executed perfectly, I think it would have been awesome. But I understand that it can connect to Netflix. It has a lot of connectivity issues, and so that's why I think it wasn't a good seller.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. It just did not connect well. If you're on Wi-Fi, it's terrible. Like, you shouldn't even get it if you're just on Wi-Fi. You have to have it actually plugged in, and even then, it still jumps around. So it just wasn't... It's a great idea, but it just wasn't implemented well. And pretty much you should just get a Vita if you want to play Vita games, because not even all the games are compatible. It just misses a lot of key features.
You should play Vita games.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
Even though it's
The
dead.
thing about the PlayStation
awesome.
TV that I want to kind of talk about is that I think honestly it was just, while the concept of the console is fine, I think the idea and the implementation was wrong, because they looked at the PlayStation Vita and they thought, okay, well, this is kind of like a piece of hardware that it's a paradox, right? You don't really want to play PlayStation Vita games outside, but at the same time, you want to be able to play the PlayStation Vita games on something compact. So why don't we make this, device that can do both for you? But what they didn't, understand was the PlayStation Vita in the first place didn't succeed because of the fact that the memory cards are ridiculously expensive. Now,
Right.
if you're gonna buy a PlayStation TV, you need to buy a Vita card, because 4 gigs of storage that comes with the console, that's not gonna be enough, right?
Yeah.
So if you're buying a $99 piece of hardware to play the PlayStation Vita games on your TV, which are already upscaled and don't really look that good, and then on top of that, you're asking your customers to spend $75 on 16 gigs of memory. That's just destined to go terribly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And that's why it failed. The proprietary memory and people believing there aren't enough games for it, which that's totally false. There's not enough AAA games for it, but I prefer the indie games anyway, which I feel are higher quality, and you're mostly getting your bang for your buck for those. So, but yeah, just all the negative press and the ridiculous memory was the downfall, and the PlayStation TV, it just had no room to succeed, really, unless you want to stream it with your PS4, and that doesn't even work well.
For sure. They tried to rebrand it because in Japan it's called the Vita TV, and like if you would have sold it here with the Vita branding, it would have gone way worse because people, like you said, people hear Vita and say, "Oh, there's 10 games for that thing and that's it." And so that's kind of an issue too. Yeah.
Yep, so the entire PlayStation Vita situation, including the PSTV, is kind of it's a downer, but it was to be expected in a market such as the one that we exist in. But something that we didn't expect, however, was the Mass Effect delay to 2017. Now, this might come as a surprise to a lot of people. I know.
Yeah, it's not a happy podcast today.
Come on.
Not at all.
So, are you guys surprised that Mass Effect got delayed to 2017? I mean, how do you guys feel about this?
Well, I kind of was surprised because they've been so secretive about the game, but in a good way. They haven't shown too much, but we know they have been working on the game for a long time, and they said 2016 at E3, I think, and so I thought it was gonna be something like not exactly, but something like a Fallout 4 kind of situation where it was like, okay, here's more gameplay. Well, here's some gameplay. Here's gameplay. Here's what it's about. It comes out in December, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I could
sadly,
see that. Yeah, but I knew all along, or didn't know, but I destined it to come out in 2017. It's another game that has to be, nearly a great, not just a good, but a great, fantastic game. So,
expectations are high for sure.
Yeah, they need to hit on all cylinders, and doing that, I mean, delaying it to 2017, that works. It's not going to be in the holiday, so it'll have its own time, really, because that's a dry period if it does release in Q1. So I have no qualms.
And that's not bad for it either, because like games like Dying Light released in January and it sold great because it's a period where you don't get many games. So if they're able to hit like a February release date, everybody's gonna buy that game. There's not gonna be any competition. That's maybe even good for them.
Right.
So, I honestly,
or Coca-Cola.
I apologize to the listeners, watchers. I'm really tired right now. I need some caffeine in my body, but I will drink it after this.
Drink that Coke.
Drink it. That's fine.
The next story that we have on the list is Sony patenting gloves, and you'll have to excuse me. I'm not caught up on this story, but I did see a couple headlines in passing. So what's going on here? Is this supposed to be working with PSVR? I mean, what's the story here?
Well, from what I understand, it's supposed to be like something that you use, with your PSVR. Like, the patent has many types of different recognition. Like, it recognizes light, such as the PS Move, but it also recognizes like movements. Like if you do this, the glove has some technology that recognizes the movement of your finger. And it's supposed to be some like kind of the Power Glove, but for the PlayStation.
The infamous Power Glove.
It's that idea, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's the same general concept. This might not even get released. It's just a prototype. But it would be pretty cool because it seems to have all the haptic feedbacks that you need for VR. without holding something in your hand. So we'll see. I mean, who knows? We're going to hear something big about PSVR soon anyway in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So
in GDC.
Yeah, something big.
And there's an
it's very
event,
exciting.
yeah. Well,
yes.
but we gotta keep in mind, like, there was a patent too for a DualShock 4 controller that like split up and became 2 Move controllers, but that never actually became something. That was just a patent.
I can never imagine that coming out.
Yeah, it's things like they patent a lot of things, millions of things. They said they have like over 60 prototypes for the DualShock 4 before they went on with the one we have. So this may just be like a patent that will eventually become nothing.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, recently they patented like the PS Vita with the R1, R2,
right.
L1,
the
L2,
R1
right?
and 2 buttons, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, Sony does these patents all the time, and it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day, until they, come out and announce it. So we'll keep our eyes peeled and ready to see what's going on, but I wouldn't expect anything to come out of this.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe in the far future, if VR really sets off and becomes like a big deal, maybe in the far future. But for now, I don't think so.
Quick question here. Are you guys excited for PSVR?
I absolutely am. I hope it's not a PS Move situation. I've never actually used VR, but I've heard many people talk about how it feels and what it is. And I'm eager to try it and to see what it is, because it's a life-changing experience according to many people. So I want to, yeah. I want to get one. I hope it's accessible.
$7.99. No.
That would
that's
be
the suicide.
I hope it costs if it costs the same as the console, I think that's a fair price. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that they don't charge us $1,500 Canadian, because
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to talk about Canadian prices, to be honest, but it's a sad situation up here.
Yeah, it's
well, you might have a lot more immigrants to Canada soon, so they'll be able to see firsthand the awesome exchange rate.
Getting political over here.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, let's stay out of there. Yeah.
So that's all. That's all the PlayStation news we have for this episode. But
boom.
The next topic that we have is game of the and I changed a little bit. Sorry, Brett. It's actually game of the 2 weeks, because we release these episodes every 2 weeks, but we call these segments every week, which is weird.
At least you're on top of that. Brett.
So
Mario, what's the game of the 2 weeks?
Well, we've gone back and forth. Hitman Go is a pretty good choice. It came out recently for the PlayStation 4 and the PS Vita. If for those of you that don't know, Hitman Go was like a mobile game. It's sort of more like a puzzle game than really a Hitman game. You have to like figure what you need to do in order to kill people, because that's what you do. And it came out on PlayStation 4 and PS Vita, and I recommend getting it on Vita. It's really cheap if you're a PS Plus subscriber. It's $6.34, and it's really good. It's a really good game and fun game to get on the go, and it's a fairly easy platinum for those of you trophy hunters out there.
Oh, now you're speaking to me.
It's fairly easy platinum, yeah, for sure.
Two very easy platinums. But it's best played on the Vita, because it is a mobile game. But don't just take it as a mobile game. It's a really solid puzzle with lots of content too.
Yeah.
And even if you are into just the Hitman proper series, it plays. It's a puzzle game, but the same general concepts are there of sneaking, moving. Getting out of people's way, sneaking up behind them, taking them out. It's the same general principle. and it's a lot of fun. And it also sounds like mango, one of my favorite fruits. So, yeah,
So
mango.
that's a bonus.
There you go.
That's a bonus
Yeah,
for sure.
that's a bonus
If you
right
like
there.
mangoes, get on it.
All right, well, game of the 2 weeks is Hitman Go. Go check it out.
Oh, I like that.
The next segment is again renamed Topic of the Bye Week. And I think, a couple other podcasts that we listen to, shout out to, PS I Love You. They do the, sound effects. And I want to start it. So instead of stealing theirs, what we're going to do is Topic of the Bye Week.
That's awesome. I like that. I like that idea.
This week's
Bye week.
Exactly. This week's topic is PS4 updates. Now, PS4 update 3.5 is on its way. It's now in beta, or soon to be in beta. And it has a host of features, which I'll read out to you. But I want to know how you guys feel about these features and what you want to see from future developments of the console. So without further ado, here's the list of features. Friend online notification is finally here, from back in PS3 days when that annoying little pop-up would come up and say minus the Brant is online.
Yes. I'm here to torment you.
You can now appear offline. You can user-scheduled events. Now, I'm guessing this is for play dates, I guess. If you want to play online with some friends, you can schedule something, and hopefully those people stick to that plan and actually follow through, which doesn't always happen.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do. Not that easy to manage people.
And the next feature that they have is called Play Together. Now, you would assume that when you're in a party with someone, it should be easy to tell what game they're playing, but it's not. In fact, the PS4 up until 3.5 didn't tell you what game your friends were playing, but now it will, to make that a little bit easier on you. And the next feature is streamability to Dailymotion. So if you want to stream to a dead platform that no one uses, you can go ahead and do that.
There you go. You're free to do so.
And the last feature, and I think the most important feature, is remote play compatible with PC and Mac. Now this is big news.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that's basically Sony admitting that the Vita is dead, because you assume the remote play is like the killer app of the Vita, if you want to play your PS4 wherever you are, get a Vita. And now you don't need a Vita. That's a huge.
And not only do you not need the Vita, but you could presumably use your DualShock 4 with it, so it's significantly better than the Vita.
For sure. It's a million times better. Yeah, that's them basically saying this is a cool feature and the Vita is not selling well, so we're going to bring it out to everybody.
That's them taking the Vita out to the backyard, beating it with a shovel, throwing it into the water, and then
while we hang on to it with all our love.
And burning it. And having lightning
but the Vita,
from the gods come down.
What you need to understand is at the end of all of that torture, the Vita still lives.
Yes.
Because it will never die. The Vita will never die.
The Vita will never die. Hail Shuhei Yoshida.
Correct.
Hell yeah. Amen.
So, how do you guys feel about these features? Is there anything, aside from remote play on PC and Mac, that stood out to you? And what are you looking for in future developments?
Let me think. What I'm looking for, it's the obvious answer of being able to change our names. I'm gonna bash this until they finally give it to us. But
Shuhei.
It has to be done. I know it's hard. I don't work there, but just, figure it out. Do it.
Yeah, that's a good one. My
username is Monkey Waffle because I did it when I was like 13, and it's
Monkey
like
Waffle.
it's not the worst username ever, but it's not
dirty. It's
good.
Just, but
it's better than mine. Mine is Our Misery. Now I feel like I should just change my you can put a message. I should just change it to I listen to Evanescence every day or something like that. Because honestly, I don't listen to Evanescence. I'm not an emo goth kid, but I'm stuck with that name because I made it when I was a really tired
It'll
teenager.
haunt you for the rest of your PlayStation career. Unless you lose all your trophies.
That. Yeah, it's.
I named my name after a great band, minus the bear, minus the Brants. Just put my last name in there and boom. No problems there.
That's a good name. Yeah, that's a great name. You see?
I don't know if this is an issue, but I have no idea who Minus the Bear is. I'm sorry.
Oh, you disappoint. Mario, you're my last hope.
I do.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sure.
This guy's good. We need him on the show more. But
I agree with that. I like that.
You know what? I like Brett better. He talks to me about K-pop. It's not fair.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You guys and your anime.
That's
stuff.
not my topic, of course.
But yeah, the updates. Yeah, I mean, it seems like they're doing more with them, more friend integrations and notifications, and if they can streamline making community groups, maybe based around your friends. I don't know if they do group chat really well yet. I haven't really delved into that aspect.
I've used it before. I like it.
It works well.
I like the group chat. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with it, to be honest.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. I found, well, actually I'm going to go to another news story involving Xbox. Is how Phil Spencer stated they could add on to the Xbox One to make it more powerful. If there's ways they could do that with the PS4 with updates and maybe some other means of installing something, that would be huge. Because,
for sure,
like you said,
I'm gonna counter that and play my trap card with another news story that I read, and the site slipped out of my mind. I'm sorry, I don't know which site it was, but they were reporting that PSVR was 60% more powerful on PlayStation 4 than it would have been if it was a PC of the same specs.
Yeah, I read that. I read the highlight. I read it too, but I can't remember where. And
the reason for this, of course, is because the hardware is all the same for everyone, so they can optimize it for the hardware. There's apparently 20% of classified stuff that they can't talk about, that it makes it a little bit more faster. And then there's a bunch of like optimization and some technical jargon that, quite honestly, I don't understand because I'm not a PC gamer.
Dude, let's be honest here. I tried to delve into PC gaming. Like, I subbed to some channels and I familiarized myself with the basic terms, and on the hardware side, I pretty much understand it. Like, I was gonna buy some things and build my PC, and awesome. But on the software side, it's so much more complicated. It's like, it sucks.
Yeah.
In terms of driver, it's like you have to boot up your computer and download a million things before they can run, and it's just a mess. So I stay PlayStation for sure.
That's why console gaming isn't going away, because the updates
it's
you need. People
easier.
just don't want to put the time in.
Yeah, you don't have to do something.
Don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, frankly, I'll take something that's slightly underpowered, because let's be honest, like, the difference isn't that huge between the both. Like, sure, a PC looks nicer, it has more frames, but
yeah.
I really don't care that much about it. I'd rather just grab a disc, put it on, and be able to play than to go through the whole rigmarole that PC gaming is.
Now,
right on.
I don't necessarily. I'm not all against PC gaming.
I'm not against it. I just don't want to participate in it.
Right.
Because yeah.
I mean, I built my own PC. I have, this fucking crazy setup with 2 monitors and a keyboard that lights up and makes a lot of noise. But none of that will ever make me more motivated to play a PC game. And it's infuriating because I spent so much money building this PC and getting these amazing monitors.
I'm telling you, I spent like a whole summer or something like that just reading terms and what's a graphics card and what does it do and what's the motherboard and what's the better motherboard. But at the end of the day, when I started to delve into software, I was like, dude, PlayStation is so much easier, so much more comfortable, so I'd rather stay with that.
Right. And at the end of the day, I boot up my PC and I look at all of these Steam games that I have, and it's like over 200, and then I close Steam and I turn off Steam, and then I open League of Legends and I play that every single day.
There you go.
You're one of those guys. MOBA. MOBA.
So I built this amazing PC and I don't play any games. So quite frankly, I've been on that PC side and it's not that much better. It really isn't.
It's not that much better. It really isn't. Like, you get the same games that PlayStation and Xbox does,
or less,
and
sometimes
usually less, because not only there's exclusives, but usually most AAA ports, PC ports, are crap. Like, you have Batman Arkham Knight, which was unplayable. The Assassin's Creed games are unplayable on PC. Many AAA games.
The PC Master Race is going to come after
PC
both
Master
of you.
Race. Oh my god, it's
coming
so much
after
better.
you guys
I can't
after
even
this.
play Batman. Yeah. Oh my god.
Now we've kind of delved off topic a little bit.
Yeah, what were we
Just
talking
a
about?
little bit. Yeah, what were we talking about?
So
updates,
right? So what I want to see from the PS4 updates is 2 things, actually 3 things. Number 1, folders, for crying out loud.
That's
please.
a good one.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The crossbar.
Yeah, for sure.
Redo that, please. Make it so we can organize.
And we know that dev kits have folders. That's the infuriating part.
Yeah, we know it's possible. Yeah, we absolutely know that.
And then more than that, the download list that you have at the end of your
that's
crossbar.
what I was gonna say.
I want to be able to
them.
remove things.
Yeah. Oh my god. I have like 3 betas in there. I don't need the beta in my download list because I'm not gonna play it anymore because it's closed.
Right.
Let me just remove it.
I have the Need for Speed beta. I have the Rocket League beta. I have a Tokiden Kiwami demo that I didn't even install that one, honestly. I don't even know how that ended up there. And then I have this free-to-play MMO that I played for 10 minutes and then couldn't connect to, and I kind of want that gone because it's infuriating.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the PT demo just stares at you forever, and you can never download
sucks.
it again.
You're like, damn, I wish I could play this game.
It's terrible.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yes, very good.
That definitely should be a feature. Didn't they do it like in a survey? They sent out surveys and that was one of the options, I think.
Pretty sure.
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think they sent a surveys with like millions and millions of things, including name changes, and I think that was one. So they're sort of looking onto it, maybe, hopefully.
I mean, I'm sure they know that we want it, right? Like, you see this all the time, especially if you go on the PlayStation blog. There are people who comment on every single post saying, hey, these are the things that I want from PS4, and always on those lists are name changes, DS4 functionality with PC for some reason. Why would you put that on PlayStation blog? I don't know.
Yeah, that's none of their business, actually.
Yeah, honestly. Folders and deleting things from the download list, and it doesn't seem that hard. I mean, you don't need to go into the back end and completely wipe everything away when I delete something. Yeah. You could just give me a hide feature, and that would be good enough.
Yeah, that's just make me hide them, and I'm gonna hide them. Not
you can
never
hide
at them again. Yeah,
0% trophies. I know that.
Yep.
But it'd be nice for trophies too if you could get rid of some of the, or hide some of the lesser games on there.
Yeah, because a lot of games will give you a bronze trophy as soon as you start the game. So
Yeah,
you're
and
stuck
you
at
don't want
1%
it.
forever.
Yeah, my OCD like hits when I like have a lot of trophies and it's 100% or 80%, and then suddenly like a game at 5%.
Like Barbie's
and
Grand
it's
Adventure, that
killing
one
me. It's
bronze
like,
trophy
oh my God.
you have.
For sure.
But yeah, that's PS4 updates, what we want to see, and so on. But let's move on to the next topic, or the next segment, which is highlighting an obscure PSN title. This week, Josh, why don't you tell us what this week's title is?
This week's title, I forgot. What is it?
It is Titan Souls.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay.
It's so obscure, I forgot.
Oh my god.
Yes. We're all so tired. It's hilarious. But Titan
late,
Souls. This is a great game that came out for the Vita, PS4. It's pretty much a pixel art take on the game. What is that game called? Team Eco. Classic.
Shadow of
Guys,
the
help me
Colossus.
out. Shadow of the Colossus. Yes,
Shadow of the
everything is
Colossus. Yeah,
escaping
for
me
sure.
right now. But no.
It's sort of like if Shadow of the Colossus and Dark Souls had a baby.
Yes, yeah. But I think it's more clever because it's isometric, and each of the bosses there's no, like in Shadow of the Colossus, there was always a spot where only one spot where you had to go climb up, take it out. But in this game, there's multiple ways to take something out, and then it's clever, the mechanic too, where you fire your arrow and you can bring it back, and that plays a big part. I mean, that's all you can do to kill the
So you're basically
monsters.
like you're basically a little kid with a bow and an arrow, and you just have one arrow. You can shoot the arrow and like pull it back in with telekinesis or something, and the point of the game is to kill bosses. Like there's like a woods area, and there's an ice area, and there's a
desert area. There's a forest
desert.
area.
Stuff like that. And there's many bosses. They go from brains to flowers, and it's really hard. You can't get hit. If you get hit, you die. And you basically have one hit, and you're gone. You basically have to figure out, like in the beginning, it's kind of easy because it's like the first 5 bosses. It's a big red spot, and that's the weak spot. But it gets a little bit harder as you go on. Like you have to figure out what's the weakness of the enemy, what can you do to expose it, and stuff like that. It's really good and really clever.
What's really cool is too that you can take them out, and you don't have to take, except for the tutorial ones, you can go to other places and fight different Titans, and also new places open up. And like you said, it gets harder. You have to use new tricks. The dash, which you can use at first, and the second time you play, you can actually turn the dash off, which makes it nearly impossible. But it's
super hard.
It's clever. It's a really clever game, and I recommend anyone check it out that likes puzzles or just action adventure games that require a lot of thought and thinking into the solutions.
And if you have a Vita, get it in there because it's a great game to pop. Like if you're in an airplane, anything. If you're on the go and you just want to like put 30 minutes into a game, it's a great game for that. You can just go, try to kill said boss, maybe kill it, maybe don't, but you have a great time.
At least you learn.
That's right.
All right, well that's Titan Souls. Is there anything else you guys want to mention that you're working on for PlayStation Enthusiast?
Well, like you said, I'm the news editor, so most of the news I do them. But I recently went off my way and I did a guide for The Witness, the game, because, and I'm not gonna try to get into spoilers, but basically most of the trophies in the game are like complete X area. They're not hard. You just gotta play the game, complete every area, and then there's only one trophy left, and you don't know what you have to do. So I wrote a guide because it's a really hard trophy. I wrote a guide that gives you like some tricks and some sort of exploit that helps you because it's time based. It helps you with time. So if you're trying to go for the platinum and the witness, I definitely tell you to check that out.
Cool. I really want to play that game, by the way.
You should. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's worth $40, I bet.
Yeah, I honestly like sunk into it for like a week and a half, and that's all I thought about. Like my life stopped. Honestly, I have a notebook filled with drawings of a madman. Honestly, if anybody saw that,
you have them
said,
all over your walls, and
this guy has a problem.
Like someone from
but
the
it's
Prisoners
so
movie. Yeah.
Good. It's really good. You should definitely go in it for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wrote a review for Toki Tori 2 Plus, which is a game I got from the developer, and it was surprisingly, it sounds ridiculous, I know, and it has a cute, charming art style, but it surprised me with how good it was. It's very simple, but it's sort of like a Metroidvania in a way, where you can choose which routes you want to go, and simple mechanics, you won't get overly frustrated. It's very forgiving checkpoint system, but if you're into charming little puzzlers, I recommend you check that out. Also, for March 8th, Assault Android Cactus is coming out, and I'm reviewing that, so I hope to have that up on the embargo date. Just early impression, if you're into shooters, it's a solid time and you won't be disappointed. And then let's see, another game I'm going to be reviewing is Don't Die Mr. Robot, and I haven't had the chance to really delve into it yet, but it sounds interesting, so be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. I'm still grinding away at The Witch and the Hundred Knight review.
90
that
hours
game
later.
is very long.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can have that finished soon. Getting slammed by work left and right. So yeah, hopefully soon. And I'm also working on Swap Quest for Vita. That game is already out.
I heard it's fun.
Yeah, I want to see that.
It's interesting. It's unlike anything I've ever played before. I mean, it's like, have you guys played Where's My Water before? It's a mobile game.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
had.
It's like a mix.
Path, yeah.
It's a mix of that with a side-scrolling RPG with some sort of like, Ys's combat. It's just so weird, and it's interesting, really.
It sounds really...
This coming from the guy that doesn't like to play mobile games.
Exactly, coming from the guy who doesn't like to play mobile games. Aside from Taco Master, because of course that's so good. It's basically AAA, right?
Yeah,
Right.
that's a
No
game of
doubt.
the decade, you know? When they're looking back at the 2010s, they're going to say, yeah, Taco Master, that was the thing.
Right. But yeah, so look out for those Witch and the Hundred Knight and Swap Quest reviews. Aside from that, I don't really think I'm working on anything else right now. Should probably get on something.
A feature, yeah, some type of feature. I was thinking about doing why I would love to see a PS Vita 2, which probably won't happen, but be for food for thought, speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
But if listeners have any suggestions, they want to hear about something, they want a game reviewed or something like that, you can reach us through the chat feature that we have on PlayStation Enthusiast. No one uses that. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like every 2 weeks a message pops up.
Just a random message pops up.
Yeah, like, hey, I want a game.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us your thoughts. Yeah.
Send us your thoughts through that, or reach out to us on Twitter. You can find me at Senor Browncat. That's SENORBROWNCAT, and I'm sure it's on a bar like right here, somewhere here, Brett.
Hopefully,
somewhere like that.
Brett. Got to do your work.
How about you guys? Where can they find you?
Go ahead, Josh.
All right, I'm at minus the Brant. That's MinustheBrant. Find me on Twitter there. I'm also on PSN at Minus the Brant, and on Facebook, Josh Brant. You can find my work at PlayStation Enthusiast, and yeah.
I'm on Mario Not Bros. That's MarioNotBros. I'm Mario Not Bros at Twitter, Instagram, basically any social media. On the PSN, I'm Monkey Waffle. That's with an.
I'm just gonna laugh every time you say
That's
that.
Monkey underscore Waffle. To be honest,
underscore.
Yeah, the underscore. That's with, I think, like uppercase M and uppercase W.
No.
Waffle spelled with an L-E
please let us
instead of
change
an
our
E.
names.
Please shoot.
Please.
But thank you for joining us listening to the PlayStation podcast, PlayStation Enthusiast Podcast, episode 3. We hope you enjoyed. If you have feedback, make sure to let us know. We're always looking out for that. So yeah, have a nice 2 weeks, and we hope you join us again next time.
Thank you, everyone.
For sure. Thank you.
Bye.